Hi, this is a demo of MNM's buy and sell items. And this extension will give you a bunch of new features to help your players buy and sell items and automate some of the transactions and update their inventory. And I'm actually sharing this video here with my Coin Manager 2 extension. And that will make it so that when you use this extension, it actually updates your players' coins and currencies automatically as well. This is only for 5th edition at the moment, but I'll extend it in the future. And if you don't have the Coin Manager 2, it will do everything that I'm going to show you, except you won't have the automatic currency updates. So let's start off by looking at the inventory. This is the player's view. For every item in the inventory, they can open it and right-click, or they can even just right-click directly from the little link marker, and then they can buy or sell. And this is a treasure item, which is determined as a valuable. So my default settings right now, I have it set at 100% for valuable, so and buy at 100%. So this player could buy another amber. If I buy it, you'll see that I post to chat, first of all, what I bought and how much it costs, and it will update the inventory. And because I have Coin Manager 2, it will adjust my coins as well. Same thing with selling. Let's sell 2 of them and 100%. Okay, so I get 200 gold. It puts it in the chat. The gold goes up, the item goes down. Now, those are both, that was valuable items, which are set up as 100%. But if I were to look at something that's not valuable, like let's say rations, right? If I wanted to sell those, actually I have it configured to 100%. There we go. So 50% value. So let's say I want to sell 5 of those. It'll do the math and convert, and it will say you sold 5 rations for 12 silver and 4 copper. Because they're normally worth 5 silver each, and only get 50%. So 5 of them would have been 25 silver, and then because I get 50% of that, I get 12, and you can't really, well, actually, let's round it a little bit there. But yeah, so basically half. Now, if I wanted to buy them, buying is going to be at the same 100%. So I could buy 2 more rations. Now, other items, some items have a range price. So by default, if you try to buy or sell this, it's going to tell you can't do it because it doesn't know what in that range you want it to do. Same thing with buy. Right? So it doesn't know how to handle that. The other thing I'll show you before I move on to explain that more is if you look at the items catalog, you can do the same thing from here too. So let's say you want your players to go shopping and you tell them, hey, you can buy anything non-magical or whatever. They can come in here on their own and say, okay, I'm going to buy an acid vial. I'm going to buy, let's say I'm going to buy 3 of them. It'll post it to the chat. So it says that they bought it, how much they paid, which is 75, and it'll update all the character sheet stuff as well. Now, I mentioned there's some ways to customize some of this. Let me show you some of the options. So there's quite a few different options here. One is do you want to let your players set value percentages? So if you do that, then when the player goes to sell something or buy something, normally it's going to use whatever your default values are. But if you've turned this to yes, then the player will be able to change that value. Like let's say you say, hey, DM, can I negotiate for a deal because I made a charisma check or something? Then the player will be able to manually override that number. But if you have it as no, they won't be able to. Actually, let me look at this from the DM view for you so you can see the changes. So I'm going back down to there. Okay, so the next one is where do you want your default buy value to be for non-valuable items? You can change that to any number. Same thing for valuables. So you can customize what all those defaults are going to be when the player opens an item to buy it or sell it. And lastly, for the items that have the ranges, you can choose to just say, hey, let's not mess with that automatically. We'll do that individually. Or you can set values like I'm always going to use the minimum on the range or always the maximum or the average or the percentage of the range. So that will then let them automatically calculate the price for those items that have ranges. So that's the gist of what it does. Again, this is using the Coin Manager 2 extension as well. Without that, you won't see some of the stuff like the automatic coin changes and this valuable counter thing and these buttons to do changes and stuff. But the rest of what I showed you will still work without Coin Manager in terms of buying and selling and posting it to chat, calculating the values based on the percentages you sign, and updating the inventory items automatically for the player. Hopefully you guys find this useful. Thanks a lot.